Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone, parents, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2018. Yeah, come on, that's all right. So there's excitement, there's anticipation running through the Carpenter Center this morning. It is palpable. We all feel it. I understand it. I even remember it from many years ago. And I understand from the class of 2018's perspective because this is one of the most important days of your lives thus far. You are here, job well done. Though I did not coordinate with Mr. Conley this part of my speech, it certainly segues nicely. Before I congratulate you further and talk further about the class of 18, I think it appropriate for you to congratulate and thank the people who helped you get here. Because success does not happen in a vacuum. It happens with love and support and those who nurture you. So class of 2018, in a show of gratitude, in a show of thanks, I ask you all to please rise if you would. Go ahead, come on. Thank you. I was afraid nobody would stand up. And make eye contact with your family, friends, parents. Wave, clap, cheer. Come on, this is a good photo op. Thank you, class of 18, for humoring me there and thanking your family, friends, and the like that are here. First and foremost, class of 2018, you have my thanks for navigating quite successfully academics, athletics, the arts, friends, home, and work. When you look back, and you will look back, you will have a greater appreciation of how much you accomplished during just 1 year of school. Perspective is a funny thing that will become increasingly aware as you get older. You've already experienced it, perhaps most recently during the senior stroll when you went back to your elementary schools. The buildings and the hallways seemed smaller. The water fountains were much lower than you remember. What was different? You were different. 7 years ago, 7 years later, you are taller, bigger, older, and so your point of view has changed. This process of changing perspectives is lifelong and should be paid attention to. You will leave here today and have a new vantage point from which to view the world. You will have countless opportunities to see a situation from someone else's shoes, and you should do so as often as possible. The simple change can make all the difference. Let me give you a personal example. A number of years ago, I went to a conference in San Diego, and I was a first-time attendee. And while I was there, they had a session for first-timers. So I went. There was about 70 of us in the room. And there was an icebreaker activity where you interviewed a person, they interviewed you, and then you introduced each other. And so I was interviewing a gal from Buffalo. She was sitting next to me, and I was asking her lots of questions, taking notes, and finding out all about her career in Buffalo. And we didn't hear the facilitator say switch. So when they said, okay, now you're going to introduce your partner, and they started with the pair next to us, she looked at me panic-stricken because she didn't know anything about me. And so she handed me a pad of paper, and she said, now write down all the jobs you've had in education. I said, okay, so I'm writing a bunch of things down. Well, the first job that I had in education was when I was in high school. I was a custodian at Delaware Valley College in Doylestown. And that's really, for me, it provides me a perspective and a view of what our custodians do, of what our support staff does on a daily basis. I clean classrooms, I clean restrooms, and that perspective I carry with me today in my role as superintendent. So it went from superintendent through a number of roles from custodian to superintendent. But without a conversation to provide some perspective around that list, what she said came out much differently than what I was anticipating. because she got up and she spoke and she talked about how I went from custodian to superintendent at Unionville Chadds Ford School District. Oh, it was crazy. The place jumped up, massive applause. They were cheering. I was like, no, yeah, you can clap now. That's great. It was crazy. I couldn't stop them. The story went viral, and it got to the point where my bride, Debbie, came out, and we were eating dinner at a restaurant one night, and a group came over to congratulate me, to tell me that my story was amazing, inspiring. And you know what's great about this? This is all true. And from their perspective, it was inspiring. It was amazing. And my interviewer from Buffalo came up with a narrative based on her experiences and that list that I wrote on that pad of paper. It was an entirely innocent interpretation, but it certainly didn't accurately capture events. It did, however, give me a story to tell. So I leave you, and this segues here to the class of 2018, it leaves me with my hope for you, for each one of you, that as you go forward with the willingness to consider points of view that differ from yours, I'm asking you to step outside of your comfort zone and see things through a different framework, through a different lens. There will be ample opportunities as you will meet people from other places with other habits, ideas, strategies, tastes, and beliefs. Listen and consider the points of view that are based on experiences that you have not had. Think about what you might have done in those circumstances. I hope that you listen and listen carefully. I hope that you change your mind. I hope that progress and growth require movement, and I hope you understand that. Consider that your perspectives on the truth that you believe in now may change with experience. I hope that you have the ability to adapt and that puts others at ease. I hope your futures are bright with wisdom and knowledge and experiences from all corners. One last thought. As you grow older, you will look at your parents in a new light. They will seem smarter and more clever than ever before. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Your parents know this, right? Your grandparents know this. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. They are actually smart and clever now. I know you don't believe that, but they are. But you are not yet in that place to see it fully. But as you grow older and you grow wiser and your perspective changes, so will your views. You can trust me on that one. On a personal note, I have to give Tom Padula a special shout out. If I had a Doppler 4000 here right now, I would turn it on and ask Tom to give us a weather report that we could trust. However, sans technology, I will tell you that Tornado Tom has a special place in my heart. Seriously, Tom gave Joe the intrepid weather dog and Jetstream Jesse their opportunities to share forecasts with the community. When Joe left us in May of 2017, Tom was almost as sad as Debbie and I were. So to Tornado Tom and the rest of the class of 2018, I know your future is full of blue skies, and that is a forecast you can trust. Congratulations, class of 2018.